Hey guys, Ben here. Welcome back to another live stream. Today we are live with the DCTV show, episode 131. We've got Declan in the house, Mr. DC Central himself. Thank you for all joining. We just did a live stream previously with a couple of my members. We were watching the animated Crisis on Infinite Earths film. So it was good fun. So I'm doing back-to-back streams. So I am definitely awake. That's a good thing, I'm sure. But yeah, it's good to have you guys here. Hopefully some of you guys joining in right now. Say hi if you're there in the chat. Hi, Nathan. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to everyone else that is joining. We've got some interesting topics to talk about in today's live stream. It's just going to be like a normal format live stream. And as always, if you send in any super chats, we'll be sure to answer you straight away on the stream. We'll pop up your question and everything just like this, just like we normally do. And yeah, so welcome, Nathan, and welcome to everyone else that is joining the live stream now. So yeah, this is kind of like nearly our normal time. And I don't know how many of you guys are in here because yeah, we did that previous stream. And YouTube seems, or my computer's like somehow glitching out because like I was trying to start streaming on and it was just like, so I really don't know.
It's overloaded with the amount of streams.
Yeah, probably. I don't know how many of you are in here because it's just glitching out. But anyway, yeah, send in super chats. We'll be sure to answer them and keep commenting in the chat along with our topics. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this deck. So first things first, let's talk about Grant Gustin. So what do I mean, Grant Gustin? If you guys have been keeping up to date, James Gunn and Grant Gustin have been kind of doing some back and forths, like unintentionally. Like they've been asked separately and they've both given answers, which is kind of strange, but it's not surprising if you guys know James Gunn. He's super active. He will reply to everything. So if you ever have a question about the DCU, just ask him and he will answer kind of vaguely, but you know, he'll give you an answer. But yeah, Grant was asked at a convention as well a while ago, would he return as the Flash? And he has said, yes, he would return as the Flash. And hi, Fabian, see you in the chat. And so now he's actually given an interview to The Wrap, which you can see on the screen right here. And in this, he says we've literally never talked about the Flash and that they've only talked about Superman. So let's go over a couple of the quotes and then we'll break it down because I think it's interesting. So he says, that's what I literally just said. And he says, for the record, Gustin notes that the decision is so above my pay grade and no conversations have been had. Grant Gustin says this, it's so funny. That first video that came out of me, I didn't even know I was being filmed, he told The Wrap. I was at one of those conventions and you can imagine, guys, it's just someone with a phone under their arm or, you know,
Yeah.
like this. Just meeting him at like an autograph session or a photo session. I don't know what it was. I'm sure most of you guys have been to conventions. I know me and Dak have, and I think people do it sneaky. It's a pretty common thing. Try and take a photo, try and take a video, whatever. So he says, I was at one of these conventions and someone asked me if I'd ever do it, if he would return as the Flash in James Gunn's DCEU. And he says, and I've always told people it's not up to me, which is very true. And I think the person asked me, like, if James Gunn wanted you to, and it's like, yeah, if James Gunn wanted me to, I trust James Gunn. I love all the movies put out. I'm a fan. And then, yeah, I guess he caught wind of that and said something nice. So that's what Grant had to say. He actually does go on and say a bit of other stuff like, we've never talked about The Flash. We've talked, but it's always because he's been a Superman fan and he's just really excited about the movie and excited about David's casting. He also notes he hasn't met David. He hasn't met James Gunn as well. So that's kind of what's going on here. Maybe you guys watched my video. I did discuss this, but obviously I wanted to get your guys' thoughts. So let us know in the chat. What do you think of this? What do you think of Grant Gustin talking about, you know, him and James Gunn having conversations, but not about the Flash, but about Superman strictly? Because we all know Grant's favorite superhero is Superman. So, Deck, enlighten us. What do we think of this?
To be fair, my biggest takeaway was kind of what you just said there, which is that anybody who's like a fan of Grant Gustin and has kind of listened to him talk throughout the years, of the Flash,
Yeah,
his favorite superhero is Superman.
yeah, it's quite clear.
Yeah, like he said that multiple times, and I remember there's that photo that came out from the Crisis crossover where it's him with Brandon and Tyler, and
Yeah,
he just has like the biggest smile on his face. And I remember him talking about that photo, and he was just like on cloud nine.
yeah,
So he loves Superman. Like the dude loves Superman. So it makes sense that him talking to James Gunn, like just talking casually, they're going to be talking about Superman, especially because when realistically, that's what James Gunn is currently working on.
yeah,
So yeah, that was my biggest takeaway. Was just like, oh yeah, I mean that makes sense because it is his favorite superhero. In terms of like we've never talked about Flash, yeah, that doesn't massively shock me. I don't think I've said this before on this show, but I don't think the Flash is like top priority for DC right now. I think as a character, they're going to let him kind of just sit for a bit before they come back to the Flash.
yeah,
Like I'm sure we will get the Flash in the DCU at some point. Probably sooner rather than later, but I don't think it's going to be one of the first projects. I don't think in this kind of first Gods and Monsters phase we're going to see anything Flash related. So it makes sense that they've not talked about it because I don't even think James Gunn has put together any kind of plan for what he's going to do with the Flash right now.
yeah. No, yeah, I agree. It's like, okay, yeah, we're going to see the Flash probably if the DCU is successful, and we have to say that because it's not guaranteed to be successful. Like we all know what they announced to the DCEU.
Yeah.
Where is that Cyborg film, guys? Well, did it ever
Where's
come?
the Green Lantern movie?
Where's that Green Lantern film? No, it's not here.
Justice
So
League
if
Part
all
2,
goes
where?
well, we will see a Flash eventually. It's a guarantee, but it's just going to be, we have to wait a bit of time. So, like I said before, it depends how old Grant is by that point, whether, he suits the role that they're casting for the Flash. Like, it doesn't have to be the exact same Barry Allen that we've seen in the Flash TV show. It could be a different type of Barry Allen. It could be Wally West. We talked about that before. It could even be Jay. I don't think in 10 years Grant could play Jay, like maybe with makeup, but he's not that old. Jay Garrick is traditionally like 60 plus?
Yeah.
So he's not old enough to be Jay Garrick in 10 years. So he's still old enough to be like an older Barry Allen. He's not an old man Barry Allen when he's 40 or something,
Yeah. Like Grant is like what in his 30s now?
He's like mid 30s.
Yeah,
maybe?
like mid 30s, and he still looks like he's in his 20s. Like he's an incredibly youthful looking guy.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter the actual age. It's like what he looks like. If you see Grant now, you're like, maybe like he's like just turned 30 or something like that. Like he's got a young face. So I don't think waiting 10 years is going to be like do or die. Like it's going to be like, oh shit, like he looks like a Jay Garrick now. So yeah, that's kind of the situation. Like I don't, like we said before with other stuff, like it's not anything to kind of freak out about. This is just two people having conversations online or like kind of inadvertently saying, yeah, I'd be interested. Yeah, I like Grant. Yeah, I like James's work. But I guess the revelation here is that they've actually chatted like on DMs. Obviously, that's nothing major, but they talked about Superman, which is exciting. Nothing to say James can't cast him as a different character, right? Like I know he's not going to appear in a Superman film, but he could appear as a different character, right? What do you think about that?
He could certainly appear as another character. I think that would be, that would be fun. Just to see him show up as someone else. I know obviously he's going to carry that legacy of playing the Flash, and I'm sure at some point down the line, similarly to what we had in the Arrowverse, we'll have Grant Gustin play like a version of the Flash or his version of the Flash again at some point down the line. But I think it would be fun, like just to have him play a different character, because it's always a thing in DC as well. We saw it in the Arrowverse all the time where they had like these legacy actors playing new characters. So it's totally doable. I think that's a lot more feasible than him playing the Flash again in any large capacity anyway.
Yeah, no, I agree. Some sort of legacy character or legacy appearance, sorry.
Yeah,
Nathan says in the chat, imagine Grant as Superman. I mean, he could be. He's not big enough to be Superman, I don't think. But we've seen David Corenswet, like he's a big dude now.
he's bulked
He
up.
wasn't
Yeah, big
before.
time.
He was more like Grant when they cast him, I think. So
Yeah.
yeah, who's to say, can't do that with some hard work. But yeah, I would like Grant and Superman. That's an interesting idea, Nathan. Thanks for bringing it up. But yeah, let's talk about something else, if that's pretty much it. Do you have any final thoughts on this situation?
No, like I said, I think it's cool that they are talking though. Like, I think
Yeah, it is
that's
cool.
fun. And again, it does open up the possibility that we might see Grant at some point in the DCU, whether it be as the Flash or a different character entirely. We just might
Yeah.
see him, and that's cool.
No, that is cool. Like, I would just love to see him return to DC, even if it's not as the Flash. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about Superman and Lois, because they're currently filming their final episode ever. So they're on the series finale right now, and that is a big, big deal. So they're actually in their final week of shooting. It's not that they're just on that last episode. Like, Superman and Lois is coming to an end, guys. Like, this is them finishing shooting this week. I believe Bitsy posted something online, the actor, of course, that plays Lois Lane. And yeah, this is pretty huge, because apparently they only have 4 days left of filming. 4 days left, that's it. Superman and Lois is going to be coming back in October, so we do have a long wait. Obviously, we're in April right now, so a long wait till like full October time. So in the meantime, of course, there's going to be other stuff. I believe the Penguin will come out before, but there's not too much DCTV. Like, it has been, sadly, like a big dry patch. Yeah, Dead Boy Detective's coming out, but I don't think, as we previously discussed, like, everyone is very aware of it being a Sandman spin-off. So I don't think many people will watch that.
Yeah, actually, I didn't know.
No, I know you're the example. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, you're pretty clued in on pretty much everything DC or comic book or like movie, TV related. But I mean, not even you knew what it was, despite it being like a Greg Berlanti DC spin-off kind of.
I knew
show.
there was a show called Dead Boy Detectives coming out. Like, I'd seen news about it, but I'd never had any idea it was either a Sandman spin-off or like a DC comic show. I had no idea. But I think it's just because I never really looked into it either. I just sort of saw it. I was like, oh, that's a show.
Yeah, maybe they should have like marketed it as like, how it was like DC's Legends of Tomorrow, DC's Dead Boy Detectives.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just an idea. But yeah, that show is coming out, and then obviously we got Superman and Lois later in the year. So yeah, as we move into our Superman and Lois section, send in any super chats that you guys have. We'll be sure to pop them up on the stream. Appreciate the support as always. And yeah, let's move on to talk about this. So we got the official title of Superman and Lois Season 4, Episode 10, aka the series finale. It's titled It Went By So Fast. Now, this episode is written is written by the two showrunners of Superman and Lois this season, that being Todd Helbing and also Brent Fletcher, I think his name is. He's just joined this season. So they wrote the episode, and they obviously produced the episode. And I think it's been directed by one of their regulars. I don't know his name. Actually, I think it's the brother of Douglas Smith, who's playing Jimmy Olsen. I forgot his name.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so the title of the episode of the series finale of Superman and Lois is titled It Went By So Fast. Thoughts on that, Deck? I think that's just a fitting title. It's just very self-aware. It's exactly the truth. Like, this is a show that should have gone on a lot longer than this, right?
Yeah, and to be fair, it does feel like it's gone by so fast. Again, as someone who hasn't really watched the show, it does feel like it hasn't been that long since this show first started airing to now.
Yeah.
And also, I can just tell from reading the title that if I was super invested in this show, and to be fair, I am planning on catching up before season 4 because I want to be on this and actually review the show. I mean, I've got 3 seasons to catch up on, and season 3
final Arrowverse show.
Yeah, but I want to catch up. But I know if I was invested in this right now and I read that title, it would make me teary-eyed.
Yeah. It's like
make me emotional.
reading the Arrow finale or something.
Literally, I was just about to mention that. Like when I first read the Arrow finale, Fade Out, I was like, and I would be the same with this if I was like as invested in this show. So I can totally understand why people are feeling emotional about this.
Yeah.
And it's also a good like sort of synonym for the Arrowverse as a whole. You know, even though it's been going for 12 years, technically, if you're still including this.
Yeah.
It's still
That's
has
kind
gone
of
by. It feels like yesterday when I started making like videos on the Arrowverse like regularly. Even though it was like back when I was like in my last year of high school, which was years ago. So it's kind of crazy.
No, it's crazy. I was looking back on my channel. I was like, Jesus Christ, like I made so many videos and I started my channel back in like 2016. So that was when Supergirl season 1 was starting. And that's when the Flash season 2, Arrow season 3, maybe, I think.
Yeah, 3 or 4 it would have been.
Yeah, no, but it's crazy, like just looking back and being like, whoa, like it really did go by so fast. Like suddenly we find ourselves here and it's like, I just realized today, I was like, wow, Flash has ended, Arrow's ended, Supergirl's ended, Legends ended, Batwoman's ended, even Gotham Knights. I mean, Black Lightning. I mean, there's been so many shows, like it has gone so far. Like we had so many shows and at one point it was like, the biggest problem we had was like 4-night crossover, you know, one after the other, and being like, oh my God, there's so much. I have to stay up 4 nights in a row. To now being like, please, when is Superman Lois coming out?
Just some
like,
content, please.
Like I've literally been waiting for so long. Like it feels like season 3. I mean, I've even forgot when season 3 ended, to be honest. Like, I don't know. I just haven't watched any Arrowverse, like, or I guess I watched some old like Flash episodes and stuff. But yeah, like season 3 of Superman Lois, the finale came out in June 2023. Like we're in April 2024. Like it's actually coming up to a year since the finale of season 3 of Superman Lois. So even that, it's like we would have been dying previously. Like you guys remember, like the summer breaks, they were painful. But you knew that the shows were going to come back in October. You knew that you were going to see a trailer at San Diego Comic-Con. We don't know shit, guys. We don't know shit about Superman and Lois. Like there is no actual pattern anymore. Like CW used to have a very clear pattern. Okay, we go to Comic-Con or the actors show up. We show the trailer there. We release the trailer online. We have sneak peeks. We do interviews. Then the show comes out in October. It was pretty clear with all the other shows, but now Superman Lois obviously is in this kind of weird situation where it's the last Arrowverse show, and obviously the CW is not in a good state right now. So yeah, it's all very strange. But let us know in the chat, what do you think about the title? It went by so fast. I think it's very fitting, and like we said, it's very fitting for the Arrowverse as a whole, not just Superman Lois, but yeah, Superman Lois. Like I remember when it was starting, I remember being like, shit, like Supergirl is ending, Superman Lois is starting. Damn, like that's crazy. Like Supergirl is ending, and then there's this new Superman show, and I was really excited about Superman Lois. Then those first episodes came out, and it was such good TV. Like it was great content, and it was just shot so nicely and everything. And it was like a big revelation, because everyone previously shat on the Arrowverse, right, for into CW, and then Superman Lois comes in, it's like, wow. Like,
and it was so influential as well, like for the larger Arrowverse, because both the Flash and also Batwoman as well, and also I think this applied to Gotham Knights, although I didn't watch Gotham Knights.
Yeah.
They all stepped up in regards to their production quality.
Yeah, even the Flash's final season.
Yeah. Like the Flash's final season, you could just like from the first episode of the season 9, it was like, oh damn, like this looks really, really good. So yeah, it was a very influential show for DC.
Yeah, definitely for the kind of final hurrah of the Arrowverse, you know.
And especially when, you know, Superman being DC's like flagship character, Superman and Lois in the Arrowverse, they kind of kept the character in the public consciousness when the movies weren't doing a very good job of that.
Yeah.
So, you know, for all you Superman fans out there who like hate on the Arrowverse, I mean, the Arrowverse was showing Superman way more than the films were.
Yeah. No, it
and
was
in a lot better
definitely
quality as well, in my opinion.
Yeah, it did a good job for Superman. It did a good job for you know, Lois as well. So yeah, Man on the Moon is here. Welcome. Nice to see you. Pookie Bear. What the hell is that?
That's your little pet name, Ben.
My pet name. Okay. Sure. S3 Rit, I don't know how I'm supposed to say that, said it's sad the Arrowverse is ending like that. Started when there were 200 episodes released. Oh wow. So
Jesus.
what year is that? 200 episodes. That's Arrow, The Flash, Supergirl. I don't know. Anyway, now there are 800. I hope the CW will reboot everything in the future somehow. I mean, hopefully we'll get like maybe a reunion, even if it was like a documentary or something. But like,
yeah,
that would be the ideal future. Or why not continue the Arrowverse as like a comic book or like a animated show like Smallville was trying to do? I
I'd
mean,
love that. I would love an animated series. That'd be
I would be
great.
so in for it. I think we all would. It's like, I don't know.
Like if they carry on from like the end of Crisis, where it was like, you know, we established this version of the Justice League, and you bring back like obviously I know some of the actors would come back, some of them wouldn't.
Yeah.
But you know, if you continued that and just kind of did like an animated Justice League show but set in the Arrowverse, that would be amazing.
That would be so good.
Yeah,
We need to start like a
that'd make the
petition.
fans go mental.
We need to start a petition.
Yeah,
Revive the
Arrowverse. So good.
Animated show. Come on, guys. Let's do a Justice League Arrowverse show.
Well, thing is, let's see if this Smallville one actually does get off the ground. Because if it does and it's successful, then DC might look back and go, "Oh, we can continue this." Because they've done stuff like this before. Like I remember a few years ago, I don't know if you remember, but they did an animated movie that was a continuation of the '66 show.
Yeah.
Batman versus Two-Face.
Yeah.
And that was an animated continuation of the '60s show. That was awesome. Like that was really cool, and I think they should do more stuff like that. Yeah, you can have your mainline DCU, and that's all fun and exciting. But part of the joy of the Elseworld stuff, which James kind of spoken about, is you can literally venture into these other timelines. And I feel like animation is like the perfect way to do that. So yeah, I would love to see it. Absolutely love to see
me
it.
too. It would just be such a cool concept to continue what we had, because I do think it's a big shame that it's all kind of been thrown away. Thank you, Nexter. Thank you very much. Like, I'm pretty sure if it wasn't for them, we would still be having Legends on TV. We would definitely have Batwoman, Gotham Knights, and it would have been nice to have a few extra apart from just Superman and Lois. So yeah. Anyway, that's just the situation. I'll support y'all's attempt to revive the Arrowverse if y'all back my petition to get a Madam Web sequel. Okay, we'll do it. We'll support you. We'll support you.
Doesn't mean we have to watch it.
Yeah, it doesn't mean we have to actually watch it. I love Supergirl's final season. Was awesome. Yeah, I really liked the final season. Haven't watched it in a while, but yeah, I remember liking it when it came out. So that's been a while as well. That was like 2021. That's kind of.
Was it 2021?
Or was it 2022? Supergirl season 6.
Maybe it was 21.
It was 21. Wow, Jesus Christ. So it's like, so if we're at 2024 April, so in November it will be 3 years. So I guess we're at like 2 years and a bit right now. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, Supergirl shirt rip, iconic, of course. No doubt Superman and Lois had the best production quality. Yeah, I think that's pretty certain. We all pretty much agree on that. I think I answered Nathan's question, Jamie's question. How about a movie with Superman, Wolverine, and Deadpool? Yeah, that would be nice. Welcome to the live stream, Jed on TV. I first discovered the Arrowverse 2 years ago, and I binge watched The Flash, Arrow, Most of the Legends, and Supergirl. Would it kill them to have a reunion in Superman Lois? Honestly, would it kill them? Maybe it would.
Yeah,
I mean, it would be great. Like, why not? Like, if I was the showrunner, yeah, I get that you have to do Superman Lois stuff, but it's the end of the Arrowverse, guys. I get it that almost, I think in his head, Todd's head, he's thought, okay, Eric Wallace did me a slight favor with the end of The Flash, right? Because, you know, you had the return of Stephen Amell as Oliver, you had Supergirl crossovers with Nicole Maines, you had, you know, all the kind of iconic moments from the Arrowverse kind of reference in a way. Diggle was in that Arrow episode as well. So, I mean, they did a lot. And I think in a way, he's going to feel less bad about it, even though I don't think Todd Helbing's going to feel bad about it because he's pretty set on being Superman Lois only, despite him show running The Flash before, which I just think is a bit weird.
Yeah.
Since
I think what a lot of people forget as well is that, like, in season 2, the writers and the showrunners wrote themselves out of the Arrowverse. You know, I think that was very much a deliberate decision because they wanted to do their own thing. So, like, it's when people always suggest about, you know, having reunions and stuff and these, like, Arrowverse characters showing up. Yeah, it would be nice, but you need to look at this realistically. Like, the writers and showrunners, I'm sorry if people don't want to hear this, they don't want that. Like,
Yeah.
I genuinely do not believe they want that. And again, as you mentioned, Eric Wallace did the whole Arrowverse reunion thing to the best of his ability in Flash season 9, where we got a lot of big crossovers and big characters returning, and kind of the universe coming full circle with that Oliver episode. Superman and Lois is just not about that, and that's fine. Like, that's okay. At the end of the day, they're their own show, and they're going to tie up their own loose ends for their own show, and I think that's fine.
Yeah. No, I think it's fine, but I guess I agree with most people. It's just a shame. That's all. Just a shame. Okay, let's move on. I'll keep replying to your questions in the chat, guys, so keep sending them in and send in any super chats if you want to support the channel, support the live stream, and we'll be sure to pop them in. So who's confirmed for the series finale of Superman and Lois? We've officially got confirmed that Lana and Natalie will be in the series finale of Superman and Lois season 4. So that is obviously their respective actors. They're going to be back in this final episode. So that confirms most of the old series regulars are going to be in 3 episodes, not just 2 episodes. We were uncertain for a while because we weren't sure if they're going to come back for the series finale or not. But yeah, they've all been given the go-ahead and they posted on social media and stuff. I know Sarah is in the penultimate episode, so the episode before. Don't know if she's filmed, like, you know, maybe a scene for the series finale. But yeah, you're going to be seeing these characters quite a bit before the end, which I think is a good thing. 3 episodes out of 10. It's not bad, considering they were major characters before. But yeah, Lana and Natalie are confirmed. Don't know about John Henry Irons. So don't know about some of the other characters yet. But I presume maybe some of them will come back. I don't think, like, Chrissy or Kyle are going to be super important in this final season. I can see them appearing in probably 2 episodes. Like, yeah, they're not as important, but we know that they've been there on the set actually filming. But I haven't heard of them being in this series finale yet. So, I mean, I know that you're not up to date, Dex, so I wouldn't really get your thoughts on those characters returning. I just think it's good that they are at least returning, you know?
Yeah.
So I think we pretty much summed it up. Like, what the showrunners of this show is doing is, like, they are paying off Superman and Lois stuff. They're not paying off Arrowverse stuff. they're caring about what they've set up, the characters they've got, giving them goodbyes and proper send-offs, right? Like, that's clearly what they're going for.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think you guys should be expecting any Arrowverse stuff, so don't be surprised when there's none, because I'm pretty damn sure there's going to be none. Welcome, Tina. Welcome to the live stream. A member of the channel. Shout out to Tina. Welcome, Sarah. Nice to see you. And then we got Man on the Moon, who sends in a $4.99 super chat. Thank you very much, man. I really appreciate it. They say, who would James Gunn most likely get to cameo? Grant, Amel, or Benoist? I think he would do Melissa because she's already at Max. So yeah, I guess that's a fair thing to say because yeah, Melissa does have an overall TV deal with Warner Brothers. So that includes, you know, her new show, Girls on the Bus. I actually need to watch it. I haven't watched it yet. So yeah, she's got that Warner Brothers link. She's got that Greg Berlanti link because Greg actually produced that show as well. But if anyone's going to cameo, I'm going to say it's more likely to be Grant. Would you agree?
I would agree. I do think it's a good point that Melissa has obviously got a relationship with Warner Brothers at this point because brand synergy is important. We see this particularly with, well, we see it with many studios, but especially like Disney, for example. Like if you've directed something for one project, that basically gives you that's your audition to direct something else. So brand synergy is important in that way. But yeah, I do agree. I think Grant is probably the most likely. I don't think Steven's likely purely for the fact that he's very busy. He's just
he's shooting Suits, the spin-off show.
Yeah, he's just been cast in the Suits show. He's the lead of that, or one of the leads. It also, news came out, I think it was last week, I don't know if you saw this, but Heels has been picked up for international distribution by Netflix. And according to the Deadline article, there is a potential for a revival. So for a potential third season, but it depends. But they said it depends how busy Amel's schedule is. So if he's doing Suits and potentially Heels at the same time, that's going to keep him very busy for the next few years. So yeah, I think Grant is definitely the most likely. And yeah, Melissa probably not far behind, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, her relationship with Warner Brothers obviously makes it a bit easier. But I'm going to say Grant just because he seems the most enthusiastic about it. Just like, I feel like we've always got that vibe from Grant ever since he played the Flash, like that he truly loved playing him. And he's actually interested in like DC and like we said earlier, he was messaging James Gunn about Superman. So, and, you know, his openness to come back. Yeah, Steven said he would return. Yeah, Melissa said she would consider it. But I think out of anyone, I think there is more demand for Grant to return as the Flash than even Steven as the Green Arrow or Melissa as Supergirl. Just because I think overall maybe Grant was the most popular just because the Flash is super popular. I know Arrow was huge. Supergirl was big, but The Flash was ultimately like the most popular show on the CW. And I think everyone, especially with the Flash film, was clamoring for him to be in it. And with him not being in it, I feel like now there is just that extra need where people are like, okay, when the Flash next shows up in DC, like it has to be Grant, or, you know, he has to show up somehow and be linked. So yeah, I'm going to stick with Grant for this. Let us know in the chat. What do you guys think about this? Do you agree with us that it's Grant? And then Melissa's kind of likely, I guess, because of her links. Steven, super busy. Don't see it happening in the next couple of years. I don't know. Maybe at one point they need a Green Arrow. Maybe they go back to him. But, you know, we'll see. But that would be great, of course. I would be happy to see any of them back. Thank you, Tina, for the $1.99 super chat. No problem. Thanks for watching the stream. Appreciate it. Nathan, member of the channel, says, yeah, definitely Grant. That would be Nathan's pick for returning. Yeah, I think we can all say Grant is pretty much the obvious answer right there. Now, let's talk about something interesting. Now, I'm going to pull it up on the screen. This is something that I may talk about more. I don't know. It's just interesting. It's to do with Superman Lois season 4, and it's something that like I wasn't expecting. I don't know what you guys are thinking, but I'm sure many of you guys haven't seen this. But this is actually an official CW channel. It's like an affiliate. It's like one of the just so it says Milwaukee. That is a place in America, I believe. I think the CW is only in America. Don't know about Canada, but so it's based in America, and this is an actual affiliate. They normally just promote the shows normally. However, they are more active, and they are more like, more and more you see like film studios interacting almost as normal people.
Yeah.
They do this, and they've done this for the last couple of years. Like, if you guys followed them at all. And they said, just got a sneak peek at the first Superman Lois final season trailer. Chills. Y'all ain't ready, fam. And a bunch of emojis. And yeah, I mean, this is an official CW account. So I guess you have to take it seriously. Like, if it was anywhere else, if it was like just like a scoop or a rumor, oh, the final trailer has been seen. I mean, of course, you don't have to believe that, but the fact that it's saying, and it's coming out from a CW channel, maybe they've actually sent a first like mini teaser out. Like, I don't know if there's any events coming out soon that they could tease anything at. What do you think, Deck? What do you think about this?
Well, I was just Googling now to see when the CW upfronts are this year. Have they already been?
I think there's some more soon.
Because if there's an upfront in the next month or two, then that'd be a good shout.
That would just be way earlier than I would expect, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird because like my initial thought would be, oh well, maybe we'll see a trailer at Comic-Con. That would be like the most logical choice. But if these guys are saying they've seen a trailer already, then that would indicate that they've like got a trailer, ready to go. So unless they just drop it online, I don't know.
I don't know. I think it would.
Or it's bullshit.
Or it could be bullshit. They could be playing with us. But if we are to believe it, I mean, whatever is the upcoming event, like if it's another upfront, I feel like they already did it though.
I think it was in December or something. Like I feel like it was a few months ago.
So do they normally do winter and spring and summer upfronts?
I'm not sure. I don't remember. I always thought it was only one a year.
Yeah, I
always thought it was around like March time. Sort of around this time, really, March, April time.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Because wasn't there an event recently where they confirmed Superman Lois was coming out in the fall, in autumn?
Yeah.
So maybe that was.
I'm not sure if it was an event though, or if it was just a press release. I have a feeling it was just a press release.
Maybe.
I could be wrong.
Anyway, I don't know, but clearly, if this is true, that means we should be seeing the trailer at some point soon, much sooner than I expected. Like normally, as we talked about earlier, normally how they would traditionally release trailers is they would go to Comic-Con, but that is a thing long in the past. Like last time the Arrowverse or DC properly went to Comic-Con was 2019. Fun fact, I was actually there. That was insane. Like I can't believe how lucky I got that I got to see the final Arrow panel, the final Legends panel, final Supergirl, the Flash, the first and last Batwoman panel. So yeah, that's kind of crazy when you think back at that. But yeah, obviously the world changed after that. But yeah, so this trailer I would not expect soon, but since they are saying this, I guess maybe we are, which is very interesting to hear. What do you guys think? Let us know in the chat. Are you excited? What do you want to see in a Superman Lois trailer? I definitely, I don't know what I want to see. I just want to get a teaser. I want to see some footage, and I'll be happy. When will you post TikTok content? I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, well, I got I've got the account. I saw you followed it, so we'll start doing some stuff soon. I am going to be like kind of rebranding the channel a bit. Like I think I've been thinking of changing my name for a while, just so I can do other stuff that's not DC. So we'll see.
Tell me about it. I've been trying to work that one out for about 3 years.
I've been trying to work it out for like fucking 2017 or something.
I just can't. I can't find a name I'm happy with. Just can't.
I think the only logical way to change your name is to change it to your actual name, like Declan Talks or Ben Talks, or something generic, something like that's related to you, or like, but then is like, okay, you talk about this, or you could just do.
Because I would just go straight with my name, but my second channel is that, so it's. I can't just do that again.
Yeah, no, I got to think about that too. Yeah, we'll see. I think I'll come up with a name soon, but yeah, kind of working on that behind the scenes as well. So don't be surprised. I will upload a video before I change my name. But yeah, I mean, I do say my name like Ben in every video, so it's not going to be that surprising, I don't think. Okay, let's move on to one of our final topics. So please be sure to send in any final super chats that you guys have, and we'll be sure to answer them before the end of the stream. And also keep commenting in the chat. We'll go through what you guys say. But before we go on to our final topic, Fabian says, I want to see Melissa Benoist guest on Superman and Lois in a final crossover episode. I want to see Kara Zor-El, aka Kara Danvers' iconic shirt rip in the finale. I'm sad to say it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, guys. Like, I would love to see Supergirl crossover, but very, very, very unlikely, guys.
It is sad because I mean, like at the end of the day, we wouldn't have Superman and Lois, or at least we wouldn't have this particular incarnation of Superman and Lois without.
It is a Supergirl spinoff at the end.
It is a spinoff, so it is a shame. But yeah, it's not going to happen.
Tyler first showed up in Supergirl, guys.
Yeah,
Supergirl season 2. He did have a very different suit. It wasn't a very good suit. I rate how they've upgraded it over the years, but yeah, he originally came from that. Bitsy as Lois originally came from the crossovers. When did she first show up? What crossover?
The first one was
Elseworlds. And then Crisis she was in, and then it was Superman and Lois. So
yeah. I remember because I remember being at a Comic-Con and I actually met Bitsy Tulloch. And this was right before the Elseworlds crossover. And me and my friend were just like trying to get some information out of us, but she was very good. She didn't give us anything. So.
That's funny. Okay, let's move on to our final topic. Which one should we talk about? Peacemaker season 2. So we talked about Peacemaker recently. Peacemaker season 2 has begun. James Gunn is shooting episodes whilst he's doing Superman, which is kind of insane. So the vibe I get is that he is shooting Peacemaker on the weekends for 2 days, and he is shooting Superman for 5 days. And I presume in those 5 days while he's shooting Superman, they're going to go to other episodes with another director. That's the vibe that I'm getting from his comments. It's a bit confusing. Nothing's like very concrete. What did you interpret it as, like when he said we started, I'm filming, but I'm doing Superman at the same time?
He's a busy boy. Yeah, I mean, I hope he doesn't burn himself out, especially this early on. Yeah, because I mean, we speculated that was he going to be directly involved in this show or whatever. But I genuinely don't think he's going to be. I don't think he's going to be directing that much. Like at the end of the day, he's got to focus on Superman. That's his main priority. I mentioned this, I think, last time I was on, but I think we're probably going to see James Gunn direct like the big episodes of the season. So I think he'll probably do the premiere, maybe an episode in the middle, and then the finale. I reckon. Might do a couple more, maybe less. We'll see. But yeah, I certainly don't think this is going to be James Gunn like directing every episode because that's just not going to be physically possible.
Yeah, no, it's not going to be physically possible. And I mean, yeah, if he does the premiere, does the finale, does maybe one in the middle. I mean, if I was him, I would just do those 2 episodes and be done. Just because, like, I mean, that is fucking tiring. Like filming 7 days a week nonstop for like months. That's gonna be insane. And you guys know filming days are long ass days. Like they work from like hella early to really late. So yeah, I don't expect him to direct that much. He's gonna direct a bit in Peacemaker, but it's good to see that he's moving forward. Let me know in the chat if you guys are excited for Peacemaker season 2. But yeah, definitely new directors will start soon, and yeah, he's got to focus on Superman, that's for sure. Okay, that pretty much does it for this live stream, guys. Just a final couple of questions. But the thing is, this Superman is the same Superman from Crisis. They can't act like Crisis never happened. Whoa.
They can.
Well, they can.
And they already
That's
have.
their explanation is no explanation needed.
Yeah.
There's no explanation needed for sure in their books. I mean, maybe some of us would like an explanation, but I think we've all just kind of got. You just have to get to terms with them. Like they were pretty strong in season 2 of Superman Lois that we're not Earth Prime. We want to stay separate. Yes, this is the Arrowverse, but you're seeing different versions of these characters. Like it was most evident with Diggle showing up a lot in season 1 and then showing up in season 2 and being like not the Arrow Diggle. Like we were led to believe season 1 was Arrow Diggle because he was making all the references to Crisis, all the references to Arrow and, you know, the Arrowverse and stuff. So yeah, but that pretty much does it for this video, guys. For this live stream. Thank you all for watching the video. Really appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to leave a like on the live stream. And remember, we do live streams every week, every Thursday. So come join us once again next Thursday. And in the meantime, new videos will be out. We got a new video that came out yesterday. There'll be some new videos in the next couple of days as well. So just stick around, stay tuned, turn on notifications on the channel so you don't miss anything. And go check out Declan's channel, DC Central. His latest video was that Batman video about Batman being delayed about a month ago. So go check out those videos. Hopefully more in the future when Dec's more free. That would be great. But yeah, for now, thank you all for watching. Thank you to everyone that sent in super chats and supported throughout the live stream. Really appreciate it. Yeah, we'll be back soon. Thank you for watching. And yeah, catch you guys later. Goodbye.